What's up, guys?
What's up?
I'm assuming we're alive again because our computer's still fucking chewing.
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah.
Oh, chewing.
was that a bad way to start this off?
Cool. I'm always interested in somebody looking for pennies.
Right. We're starting a trend here. My name is Riley.
And I am Danny.
Welcome to Music Mayhem. As if you followed our channel, have noticed probably within the last couple of weeks, as much as we typically try to listen to a healthy balance of things that we think we're going to like and that we don't think we're going to like, we've kind of been a little heavy on I Prevail, just because we know that the album had just dropped today. They had released a couple of things here and there.
And highly anticipating, seeing them live. So
right. So earlier this afternoon, we did a reaction video to Gasoline.
Yeah.
And
oh shit, son, who's calling me? I don't know.
Fucking important guy over here. And actually, between our break, we listened to a couple other songs off of the new album. Definitely ballady. Definitely more electronic.
I'm not a fan.
Rapping.
I'm not a fan.
I thought the last one that we listened to was good, just because it was more of your traditional ballad. So it wasn't something that sounded complete. Like, it sounded like every other ballad that you would hear from anybody else. It wasn't. Sure. It wasn't, overdone by one person or the other, or made you question whether it was supposed to be a ballad. Like that one was, Every Time You Leave was certainly a conventional ballad.
Sure.
But right now we're going to go ahead and do another song from the new album, Trauma. This song is called Low. We don't know what to expect from this. We haven't heard of any of these songs before today.
Nope.
So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump in. We will pause intermittently like usual, just to give our brief thoughts and input, and we'll go from there. So let's ride. All right, that was already the first verse and fucking chorus, obviously, and we're only not even a minute into this. Is it just me, or is everything after Bow Down, whether it was slower in pace from instrumentals or faster in pace from instrumentals, does not sound like the same pace anyways? Like if you were to take the instrumentals out, would you almost not think you were listening to the same song by the way he delivers and the way that it's being put out there? It sounds so similar to each other.
I think it would be fair to say that if you took away the lyrics from every song sounds the same.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Bow Down. Obviously.
Right.
Obviously. But every song that we've heard has an EDM dubstep feel to it. Right. Or at least addition to it.
Right. Trying to speed talk.
And I was just gonna say, it's not rapping, it's fast talk. You know what I mean? And that's every song except for Bow Down.
Right.
I don't understand.
Or the Every Time You Leave. When we listened to that one, that was a little bit more conventional.
Fair.
Right.
But I don't understand the direction that they are trying to take in this album.
Yeah, I feel like I need to be on acid. I feel like I need to be in a field with thousands of other people,
right?
Fucking pumping goddamn ecstasy and having fucking lasers shoot over my fucking head.
Yeah.
And it sucks because there's even parts throughout this, like throughout a couple of these songs where they're using Eric, but they're using him in such a poor manner.
Yep.
I mean, his involvement on a few of these songs that we've heard, one is minuscule, and two, I think is just like, I want him to be there, but he almost doesn't even need to be there because it's not contributing, in my opinion, anything that's okay. Here we go. Oh, that's a good part. There's Brian again,
right.
or there's Eric again.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like when he comes on the mic, I want it to be something powerful. I want it to be where that change comes in, because that's the great part about him, is that even if you have this electronic fucking sound or a slow sound, I don't know. Maybe it's just what I've come to want from him, is that when I hear his voice, I want the tempo to change. I want the sound to change. Like, I want something to where it highlights him. He's not just something that's being drowned through the fucking sound.
Well, sure. I mean, this album compared to the Lifelines album, it seems as if, everything that you heard from the Lifelines album, Eric was an accentuation of everything that you were hearing.
But in the best ways.
Absolutely. It seems like he is underutilized in this album. It's almost as if it was just like, okay, Eric's not necessarily that big of a deal. But the people that like I Prevail for the fact that they were able to use him in that kind of context.
And maybe here's my thought process as well. You made it a point to have your first single off of this album be Bow Down, where he is, which again from the last video, that is probably the most utilized he's ever been used on a single, period. And there was massive rave reviews about that song.
Yep.
For you to come out with that song and set the tone with that song,
yep.
Why was there not more songs like that to keep the pace going? Like, did you just throw that out there knowing that it was going to fucking hit for everybody, and then just was like, well, we got that one for us?
And that's what it seems like. It almost seems like they dropped Bow Down for the Homer I Prevail fans to be like, yep, I Prevail's back. Let's go. Here we go.
That's what I fucking said.
And same thing with me. And then all of a sudden you hear the rest of the album and it's kind of like, all right, bro.
The sound is even different on a completely different level.
You fucking got me, bro.
Well,
you fucking got me.
You remember when we did, I think it was during the reaction video to Bow Down, where we were talking about, if you threw that song on a Lifelines album, it would seem like it would have been out of place, because of how hard it was and how much he was utilized and how much screaming there was and how ridiculous it was. It's still almost being played in the same aspect with this album. It's that one song that's a complete black duck to the rest of the fucking album.
They did say that they were going to come out and do their own thing, and they were going to do okay, fine. You want to do your own thing, cool, but don't give me Bow Down, which was harder than what you gave us before, and then completely backtrack for 12 songs after that, to where nothing lives up to what Bow Down was.
Well, right. Well, you know what? You want to go for the Homer and throw that one out there, fine. But you have to understand, as a band, as a publicist or whoever the fuck is saying, hey, we gotta start with this. Great. But now you're going to have every other song off of your album be judged off of the way that this one was looked at.
That's right. The rest of the album's going to be judged based on Bow Down, and nothing matches up.
Right.
Nothing.
Right. Not so far, at least.
Right.
And I don't know that it will.
I mean, we've heard, 5 songs?
Yeah.
5, 6 songs?
Right.
There's 5, 6 songs left?
Right.
I don't understand the thought process of this. I mean, I know that when a band comes out with a new single, they want to make an impact. You know what I mean? They want to throw.
Well, they want to go strong,
and you want to go strong, but you don't want to set the bar so high to where the rest of the goddamn album's dog shit.
Well, where you can't live up to it at all, or come even close.
And right now we're listening to this album, and it's kind of like, all right, cool, yeah. Let's go back to Bow Down, man. You know what I mean? Or let's go back to Lifelines.
Or let's throw fucking Heart versus Mind on.
You know?
Let's hear what they wanted to be. I mean, and I'm not. And
let's hear why I like this.
And I'm not going to sit there and say that this is not what they want to do. Maybe it is. Maybe this is exactly what they wanted to do. The thought process behind it when they were first releasing it, again, we got to get some shit off of our chest. You know, Brian had just came off of having fucking some pretty serious surgery to where he didn't even know if he was going to be able to come back. I respect that. And you know what? And I know we're going to see them in August. And I think that I said this once before on another one of our videos. If they have that moment before like breaking down or something like that, where he goes raw on us for a minute and kind of talks for a minute, that will be like okay, even though it's not my favorite, I will enjoy that just because you gave me that moment. But, and as much as I know that you're saying you are doing what you want to do, that's fine. I get that as well. But you have to understand that you, as fresh as you guys are and as new as you guys still are, you guys have built a pretty solid fan base. And you have to understand that as much as you want to do what you want to do, you still got to do things, I think, to an extent to keep that fan base still interested in listening to you.
It's a completely different aspect. If you think about how I feel about the Disturbed Evolution album, right? My thought process and where things differentiate for me is Disturbed put out 6 albums prior to them doing something completely different other than what they are used to, or their fan base is used to.
Right.
This is, for all intents and purposes, I Prevail's sophomore album.
It's their second
you cannot go off on a tangent and do what you want to do and think your fan base is going to stick around for your second album. You can't do that. Yeah. I Prevail homers are gonna continue to listen to them. I Prevail homers are gonna be waiting for the third album, and I'm gonna be waiting for the third album as well.
Absolutely.
But we should not be sitting here 3 years into their existence saying, "Well, let's wait for the next one."
Well, and playing off of that as well. As much as I rose my hand saying, "Yeah, I'll be waiting for the next one," I as an I Prevail fan, don't feel like I should now have to worry about, is the next album going to sound like this, or will they have the conscience to go back and do something more like Lifelines, or maybe branch more into that hard hit like Bow Down was. When you have to start questioning the direction a band is going to go to this early, that's when you have to start or really start questioning what the thought process is.
That's right. And whether or not they're going to be around.
Because you know what? The third album drops. They dropped their first single off of that third album, and it sounds anything like this, and I would almost guarantee that at least half of their fan base will drop off the side of the planet.
And so will I Prevail.
Yeah, right.
A couple years later, I Prevail will be no more.
Right.
You know?
And I fucking hate saying this about them because I love listening to them.
Absolutely.
We've sat here and played Lifelines and Heart versus Mind on fucking repeat sometimes.
We have.
So to come into this after hearing Bow Down and loving Bow Down and getting into a few more of these other songs, as much as I don't mind Breaking Down, I actually like that song. It's not what I have come to know of them, but I like that song.
Yep.
But I don't want every song to sound the same. And I feel like that's what I feel like if Stained on the Break the Cycle album went soft, because Break the Cycle sounded all the same too, but they were good fucking songs at least.
I was just gonna say, you cannot sit there and say that the Break the Cycle.
Oh no, it wasn't bad.
Not phenomenal.
No, it wasn't bad. But if you go and listen to that album, the way that they play is very similar to all the other songs.
Sure.
But they were good songs.
Absolutely.
And I think that's more of a testament to Aaron than it was to just but nevertheless, now you're doing the same thing with this album, but it's more electronic, it's more slow, it's more you're trying to do that Mike Shinoda fast talking, and you're trying to add little pieces here and there. Yeah. I just don't know that it hits.
My biggest thing is that this is your second album. Your second full-length album. you should not be doing such a huge change from album 1 to album 2.
Well, at least not
If
consistently.
you want to stick around.
At least not consistently.
Right.
You want to do stuff like this? That's fine. But make it a couple of songs.
Right. Let's finish this up.
Yeah.
We went off on a 16-minute tangent.
That's fine. I felt like it needed to be said.
It did.
I'm gonna stop really quick. Even the fact that they are using Eric as part of trying a fast talk before he gets into a part where he screams even for a second, that kind of pisses me off. You've already got Brian doing it. Why are we making fucking Eric do it too?
Right.
Why?
Right. It's a completely different direction. You know what this reminds me of? Never letting go in the heat of the moment. You feel like you're frozen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just another ballad, bro.
Well, and
Just another ballad.
you know what I think? Another thing that's kind of tweaking me a little bit, and maybe it's just me, and I don't know that it would change the quality of the song. It might. I don't know. But have you noticed that through the few songs that we've listened to, other than Bow Down or even Breaking Down, because Breaking Down he had it a little bit.
Yeah.
But have you noticed that Brian isn't really going out of his way to really try and hit high fucking notes? Like he'll raise his voice a little bit, but it's staying kind of at a flat line. Like he's not really trying to pick it up at any point and really hit something. Like this is apparently supposed to be an album that's supposed to hit home for this guy. And was supposed to get issues up. You would think if you had a lot of emotion into it, you would be trying to make it felt in your voice.
Well, sure. Right. And you would let other people know based on the inflection of what you're doing. People would know the difference in feel throughout a song.
Right.
Everything is stagnant.
And maybe that'll be something that we'll get differently live, but still,
I don't want to hear these songs live.
I mean, I can understand that, but I'm saying, I guess maybe if we had to hear it live, I would hope that you could maybe hear it a little bit more in his voice.
Well, I mean, if we're going to hear it live, I hope it's better than what it is right now.
Yeah. I just that was just something I heard, and I was like, I feel like I haven't heard him really try to reach for it there a little bit.
This isn't good, man. This isn't good.
Why can't you do that all the time?
And that's my point. That's why I told you to hold on, because I knew it wasn't going to last long.
Oh, of course. But you know how those moments hit for these guys, so it's
sure.
like why?
Well,
why?
It's because they want us to all get a case of blue balls.
Well, you better play Bow Down last, that way I can catch my nut.
Well, they finished the scars.
All right. Well, I would say why we do this. Not even on a fucking ad. Dirty twats. I would say initial reaction, but I'm pretty sure we've said pretty much all we need to say on this one.
Yeah.
I know we didn't do it last song, but
oh no,
all the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll go.
Actually, I won't go all
I was
the way.
gonna say I'll give it a
quarters.
tweak just for that hit that I wanted.
Because I did like that mini breakdown in the middle of all of that.
It sounded very bow downish, actually.
It did.
That little break.
It did. Well,
him kind of like getting it ramped up, and then you could feel it kind of come, and then they drop it and hit it.
Well, sure. But then again, at the same. Okay, I'm not going to get into that because then it's just semantics at that point. Okay. It's the same song. It's the same breakdown in a different song.
Right.
There's no creativeness there.
Yeah.
I haven't found any creativeness in what they're doing in this album. There's nothing creative here.
Right.
Nothing.
Well,
except you added a little bit of dubstep. Brian's rapping a little bit. All right, cool. So this is the first step of your way out. Cool. And that sucks. This band's good.
Oh yeah, they certainly have. Very good. They got the potential to fucking go a long way.
But they're not using it. They're not using it.
Well, and it sucks to say too that even in a song that we don't care for, like this one, the instrumentals were okay. I mean, they were pretty good.
They were all right.
But the fact that you're throwing electronics in the middle of it, the fact that you're doing an electronic voice on certain parts where you're saying, "I'm so damn," and then it's like low and fucking, it's like distorted. It's like, why are you? You've already got a guy who can growl. Why don't you fucking have him fucking be that part where he's yelling it or something? You know what I mean? Give some power to it.
That's right.
So it's like even where there's strong points in the fucking song, it's almost being downplayed because of everything that's not right with the song.
That's right. T-Pain might as well be the lead singer.
Hey, I would take T-Pain. I fucking heard that dude voice.
Yeah,
no, not auto-tune, not auto-tune T-Pain.
Okay.
I want fucking straight T-Pain.
No, straight T-Pain is the shit.
Yeah,
that dude could sing, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That dude could sing.
I know it.
Anyway,
but with that being said,
I'm Danny.
I'm Riley. My beer's gone, so cheers to that shit.
Well, whatever the fuck just happened right there.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we're gonna go outside. We're gonna hang out for a little bit. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do.
We might be back. We might not.
We are going to listen to the rest of this obnoxious album. Whether or not we bring it to you live is another story altogether.
Right.
But we are going to finish it because we are I Prevail fans and we are hoping for the best.
Right.
If there is no best, then you already know what we think.
Sure.
But nonetheless, I am Danny.
I'm Riley.
This is Riley. We are Music Mayhem. Thanks very much for joining us.
We'll see y'all next time, guys.
Absolutely.
And Bobby, hello.
Why the fuck?